Nature has a way of balancing things. For every night, there is a day. An apple is a very sweet fruit, but the seeds of apples are very bitter, and they are bitter for a reason. Despite being a very healthy fruit, apple seeds contain very poisonous chemicals that, if consumed in the right amount, could be very deadly and can make you an ex-human. When they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, I think some people may have taken it too far. That was the case especially for Granny, a 67 years old woman who almost got sent to the afterlife for consuming apple seeds as a natural remedy for cancer. Stay with me. In this video, I'll be trying to answer the question, can apple seeds cure cancer? Or is it just one of those dangerous myths? So the story starts with this man. Let's call him Dr. Krebs. Dr. Krebs is a biochemist, so he knows how to play around with chemicals and all that. Dr. Krebs is a good person, but he had a problem, and one of the problems he had was how he was going to use his knowledge to provide solutions to people's problems. So one day he thought about it. He was going to use his knowledge to find a cure to cancer, to provide a chemical compound or something that could be used to cure cancer. So in the 1950s, Dr. Krebs found his miracle compound, a substance called amygdaline that's naturally found in the seeds of apples. He believed that this compound could go into the body and release a toxic compound or chemical called cyanide, and this cyanide will help selectively kill those cancer cells while leaving out the healthy cells. To Dr. Krebs, this was the perfect cure for cancer, so he named it Laetrile. Laetrile is like a man-made version of amygdaline that is found in the seeds of apples and apricots. Dr. Krebs' cure, Laetrile, quickly gained a following. Everybody was talking about Laetrile. Cancer patients, the media was talking about Laetrile. Cancer patients were rushing to doctors who offered Laetrile treatment. And at a point, it felt like the world has gotten a worldwide natural cure for cancer. Several decades after this media frenzy of Laetrile being the cure for cancer, somewhere in a UK village was a 67 years old woman. Let's call her Granny. Granny was looking for hope. Granny was diagnosed with cancer, but Granny was not approving of the conventional chemotherapy treatment for cancer. So because of that, she resorted to a herbal remedy that she read about online, crushed apple seeds. Crushed apple seeds? Crushed apple seeds. Every week, Granny prepared bags of crushed apple seeds, a homemade extract she believed would cleanse her system and selectively starve her cancer or kill the cancer cells in her body. She consumed this extract homemade remedy faithfully, week in, week out. But what she does not know is that each seed is just a ticking time bomb. Ticking time bomb. Over time, Granny started getting dizzy, started getting tired, her breaths became shorter, it became more difficult for her to breathe. But then poor Granny, she would always say, well, she kind of blamed it on the cancer or maybe her old age. Of course, she's 67 and she felt, well, maybe this is normal for 67-year-olds. But behind the scene, something far more dangerous was happening and she never knew about it. One afternoon, Granny collapsed. Her heart was weak and her oxygen was low. The paramedics were able to rush her to the hospital. Everybody was confused. The doctors were confused. I mean, your cancer just started. You just got diagnosed with cancer, but then it's not supposed to be this serious. People were looking for an explanation, and then until a toxicologist looked around and asked the question, is she taking any herbal supplements? Is she taking any herbal supplements? Your guess is as good as mine. Yeah. Lab tests show that The bags of crushed apple seeds Granny has been taking had been releasing doses of cyanide into her bloodstream. Granny, unknowingly, was poisoning herself, week after week, dose after dose. The natural remedy that she so believed in would heal her was not. Instead, it was killing her. Granny survived, but barely. The doctors were able to flush the toxins from her system and stabilize her condition. When she woke up, she was weak, but of course, she was alive. Lucky Granny. Granny's journey ended not in a healing, but in a lesson. Apple seeds may look harmless, but in very large amounts, they become dangerous. This serves as a lesson to us all that not every cure on the internet is safe or even real. So we need to consult the physician. But then the question is, what about Laetrile? What about Dr. Krebs' cure for cancer? What about it? Well, Dr. Krebs' cure or remedy for cancer was trashed. Numerous studies showed that amygdaline or Laetrile is not a cure for cancer. It claimed that it selectively kills or starves cancer cells while leaving the normal cells was false. It's been shown to be false. Cyanide released by Laetrile or amygdaline can, in large doses, cause severe symptoms like headache, dizziness, vomiting, and even death in some cases. So in the 1980s, after a series of failures to prove how effective Laetrile or amygdaline could be in the treatment of cancer, the authorities had to ban it and doctors stopped using it. Though up till now, some people still believe, though erroneously, that the authorities just don't want it because it's a natural remedy and it can be easily assessed. But that's not true. That is not true. Laetrile did not provide any evidence to show that it actually works for the treatment of cancer. So Dr. Krebs' dream of getting a cure for cancer turned into a nightmare of public and legal battles. The funny thing is that Dr. Krebs, he continued to believe that his cure was effective until the day he died sometime in 1996. He continued to believe. I mean, he devoted his whole life, his entire life, to getting this thing. And so he kind of continued to believe it. And the same way, a lot of people too who actually believed him were also of that same faith. They believed him. So the history of Laetrile and amygdaline from crushed apple seeds is a symbol of false hope in the search for the cure to cancer. That is why you see a lot of persons go around asking, can apple seeds cure cancer? Dr. Krebs' intentions were pure. His aim was noble, but then his tenacious belief that Laetrile was a cure ended up being of more harm to a lot of persons, like in the case of Granny. So can apple seeds cure cancer? Did you watch the video? The answer is no. No. N-O. No. Apple seeds cannot cure cancer. So next time when you see a conspiracy theorist trying to sell you a herbal remedy for cancer based on apple seeds, you already know what you did. So that's the case of Dr. Krebs and Granny. I am Mimi Numbers. Remember, if you're not making numbers, your days are numbered. Subscribe. Where's my apple?